Again, I'm a voyeur, so I love it. I'll watch it.
It was definitely.
Sideshows that would come in and stuff. Do you still do those?
Or yes.
Oh, and the butterflies, before you get on, you're waiting in line.
Certified free, 7 days a week.
Yo, what up, shoppers? Jill Smino here with
Marilu.
Yay!
Yay!
We made it to another Monday. We got Migote out of the gate, followed by Big Bacchus, Bubbles, and Chantel. Welcome. It's nice to know we have at least 4 friends.
Where is everyone? No, it's up to 6.
Yes, but I've embraced the theory that you don't worry about the people who didn't show up or the people who aren't there. You pay attention to those that did. So thank you for those that did show up.
Yeah. Hey, Keith.
What is up, Keith? There's one more lurker in the background there.
Yeah, there's somebody back there.
I bet you it's the Merce sausage.
I was gonna say
he's trying to text his stuff in now. Oh, nope, it's Jason. Jason and Steven.
Oh, okay.
Wow, listen. We can literally account for every single person who's watching right now. You guys are the Fantastic 7 for tonight. Yeah, yeah, Jason. There's a reason we say that. So Jason says, I like the intro where I say where you get butterflies, and that's being used to describe what it's like for many people coming to the club for the first time.
It is.
Excuse me.
Bless you. One more.
Nope, that was it.
Nope, you got it? You got it out of your system?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So yeah, and I'm wondering, for those of you who actually have attended the club for the first time, I'm wondering, did you have butterflies? What were your nerves like coming in for the first time, if at all? Or maybe you were super confident. I'm wondering, what was your first experience like? Well, hello,
my first experience?
Elizabeth. Well, I mean, you can answer that. Anybody who's watching can answer that. I'd be happy to hear, what their feelings were coming into the space for the first time.
Well, I can only refer to, the old club in Cleveland, so as being my first time.
Well, not exactly your first time.
Well, I wouldn't call LCDC as like a club. That was kind of like a meet and greet. Plus, I was working. So it didn't, it wasn't the same feel. I love Big Bacchus.
So Chantel says that they had butterflies the first 10 times. Bubble says they were pretty excited. Migote says the first time returning as a single, they were so nervous. And Big Bacchus says their butterflies were more like moths as they were drawn to the flames of the shop. Don't fly too close to the sun.
But no, that's the only reference, for me. Obviously, I wouldn't say I was nervous. Like I noted, I had been to other meet and greets and stuff, but I was working as a limo driver. So I was...
it wasn't that you chose, like, purposefully sought it out, bought tickets, and showed up to the event.
No.
So the first time something like that for you was in Cleveland at which club?
Arrows.
At Arrows.
Yeah, that was at Club Arrows. I
And you're saying you
remember,
weren't nervous?
huh?
You're saying you weren't nervous?
Um, no, I wasn't nervous as towards the concept of being in the club. Um, I was more nervous about going up the 4 flights of stairs and not knowing where I was going. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that was more of the thing that caught me off. Like, where the hell are we going? I've been in this building, but where are we going?
Mm-hmm.
You know. So yeah, that was the thing for me. You know, you basically wasn't even per se like an application. You know, you kind of put your name on a list, blah blah blah. I got a phone call from you about the space and where to go and da da da. And then we showed up, hit the doorbell, got buzzed in, went up 4 flights of stairs. Like, where the heck are we going? Again, I was very familiar with the building. I just had never been up into that space. Uh, and then there you were in your yellow mustard colored shirt.
Hmm.
And that's the first time we met.
Many, 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 many years later.
Many, 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 many years ago. Yes.
So Elizabeth says that they just wanted to take it all in, and they agree with Big Bacchus on the being drawn to the flames of the shop.
Mm-hmm. Did I wonder if I was going to get back out? I was very familiar with the building, so I knew that there was only one door in. Several balconies that you could jump off of, and a fire escape at the end of the building closest to the bridge. So, like, I already in my mind had it like, if there's a raid, if there's anything going on, I know how to get the hell out of here. But yeah, I mean, not that, because everyone always says, like, oh, when you go to places like this, it's seedy and this and that. That wasn't it for me. It was just like I said, I was familiar with the building. I just was like, I've never been up here. Like, I think I had been to the second floor
Hmm.
at for like someone's house party and whatever. But so yeah, so I was kind of like, what? And I will say the only other thing that I was a little miffed was, like, the club side was on one side of the stairwell, and then the playrooms and everything else were on another side. So, I was just kind of like, whoa, I thought it was all in one part. But that's just it. It wasn't isolated. It the club.
It was a little desolate.
No, because I worked down there. I worked that whole bar scene on the west bank of the river and the flats. So I knew everything down there. I knew how to sneak into the yacht club, to get in the hot tub. I knew how to get on Roger's boat for some after parties that we all partook in, and so and it wasn't it wasn't desolate area. I mean, the building was at the end of the street.
Yeah, it was a dead end street.
It was a dead end
With
street,
a dumpster at
but
the
you
end of the street.
but and the bridge that didn't work anymore. But you had the river right there, so if you had to get out of anything, you just jumped in the river and let it flow out into the lake.
Marilu
If
had
you
it all
didn't
worked
swim,
out.
no. But no, yeah, I was very familiar with all the little ins and outs and the after parties and the stuff. that was going
In
on.
answer to Jason's question, I am pretty sure that nobody here watching currently, anyway,
Yeah.
went to the Hall of Fame parade.
Mhm.
Maybe Jason did.
Trying to think. I'd been there
To where?
to the Hall of Fame.
Mhm.
I was there for one of the games. Uh, but I never did the parade.
Me either.
Okay. Huh.
Speaking of parades,
Dun 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 dun.
can I talk about the parade of naked men in the club on Friday night?
Sure, you're more than welcome to.
As we've discussed in a previous live stream,
Mhm.
the club known as the shop was officially closed this past Friday
Correct.
to make room for a private event, and it was hosted by a group named Woodland Meats. And while I was fairly certain that I would see something that I hadn't seen before, I wasn't quite prepared for what I did manage to see.
Okay.
Um, Many times we've talked about the club and people's initial perceptions of what it's like.
Right.
Just talking a few minutes ago about people being nervous about attending the club or having butterflies, and I would always joke that people think that it's like a Law and Order SVU unit episode where there's just naked bodies everywhere and sex and people getting flogged and like just very, very dark, dubious looking. And that's not what the shop is like at all,
Mm-hmm.
except for this past Friday.
I wouldn't go that far.
You weren't down there at 1:30 in the morning.
No, I wasn't.
I was.
I wasn't allowed.
This was a strictly guys only event.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not stay down there for very long. They ran the event. Like
Right.
I was.
It was a
basically there.
rental. Yeah, there was nothing for us to do.
What's up, Donald?
Hey.
I was basically there in case the wheels fell off the bus for some reason or they needed
Mhm.
help with something they couldn't handle. And for the most part, I wasn't needed. And so I basically hung back until about 1:30 in the morning and got called over the radio to take care of some toiletries. I was going to get fully dressed to go down there, and I'm glad I didn't. So I ended up going down just literally in my underwear.
Well, I mean, you were previously naked.
Well, yes. Yes, I was naked shortly before that particular incident.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I got called down there and I walked into what looked like a Law and Order SVU unit episode. I was like, what is going on right now? Like, I felt like probably how many people feel like when they come to the club for the first time. Like, what are we getting ourselves into? But I'm not going to lie. At some point, I was looking around. There's a lot of naked men.
Well, I mean, that was the whole premise.
Correct.
It was European style, which meant you checked your clothes in at the door, and they were, your clothes was and your phone, your keys, everything was locked up for you for the night, and you were,
Yeah. It was quite the experience. I think it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Woodland Meats. If you're watching this and you're considering doing an event, going to one of their events, they really have a fantastic promotion.
Mm-hmm.
They top notch. There wasn't a single thing that I was concerned about throughout that entire event. So I actually, it was interesting.
Was it interesting from a by mail perspective or just in general operation? mode.
It's really difficult anymore for me to separate those. Not separate. Let me rephrase that.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm working, when it comes to the club,
Mm-hmm.
I am the sole. In that particular instance, I am the sole person that can be of assistance. So I really didn't think about it from that perspective um, much.
Yeah.
I yes, there were curiosities, but the whole premise of the event is really open group play, and that's just kind of not my thing, at least today.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I'm uncomfortable with it necessarily; it's just not there.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bubbles says that they need to attend a women's version of this event. Listen, if somebody's willing to rent the club and put it all together and do like these guys took care of every single aspect of the event. I literally was there for backup.
Yeah. They took care of everything.
Yeah, well, except for the toilet paper, but
no, they totally rearranged the club, redecorated everything, had security, check-in people, bartenders. They're full. Basically, they replaced our staff with their people to a T.
yeah,
Like,
they did a very good job of running the event.
mm-hmm.
RAM certified bartenders. Um, they flew in two entertainers from Florida, Miami, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Um, DJ Jace. I don't know who the fire performer was, but they were both very high end performers, entertainers.
Right.
Flew them in. So like these guys really pulled out all the stops. They did a great job,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really thankful for the opportunity to work with them. I learned a few things, and hopefully sometime in the future we'll work with them again. So Bubbles, yes, I will share with you from about 9 o'clock in the morning until about 7 o'clock at night. I spent the entirety of the day both carpet cleaning, vacuuming, wiping down furniture, putting stuff back in order. Um, let's just say this: the boots themselves look like each one of them held a lube wrestling contest. It took me about 15 to 20 minutes to wipe down each booth.
Yeah. It just shows that they had fun.
They sure did.
You know?
No, it was a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah.
They were just really super wonderful to work with. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
so that was our Friday into Saturday.
Well, yeah, that was my entire Saturday because at 7 o'clock I went upstairs, ate dinner, and I think I passed out.
You did. You passed out on the couch.
Yeah, so I have 0 point of reference for Deviancy Naughty Affair other than what I heard, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Marilu, you were down there a couple of times.
I snuck down once, you know, in my PJs, because I went to just get some spring rolls and stuff because it was Chinese on the menu. But no, I saw a lot of members with the rope that they were given at the beginning of the night, with harnesses and, all this great shibari artwork on them. So it appears like it was a banger again. A lot of fun, a lot of demonstrations being done in the dungeon area, and the few people that I got to talk to that were having a great time and enjoying themselves. So, well, that was pretty good.
Big Bacchus says it sounds like those fellows really know how to party. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. What's interesting, just sort of I use this as a segue. we had a Zoom meeting with them on Sunday afternoon, just to kind of do a follow up or whatever. And um, Mary Lou, for whatever reason, decided that I needed to watch a show to articulate better for me what the gay male sex scene is really like.
Yeah. So we watched a few episodes of Queer as Folk. Yeah. The show is 20 years old.
At least, no?
Yeah. I mean, even more so. I think this was from the late 80s, early 90s.
I
You
I don't
know?
know. It definitely is a little older.
Yeah. But it was premised like it was the gay scene in Pittsburgh, off of Liberty Ave. Um, but just I wanted him to see what the club scene was that they were portraying, and how everything on the outside and the dance area was, the go-go dancers and the music and sweaty bodies all next to each other and so forth. And then all of a sudden you walked into the back and it was like, ooh, little dark,
I'm
a
curious to
little
know if
foggy.
our shop members would attend a. I'm going to categorize it as like a bacchanalia type event.
We've done a bacchanalia, but not to its true,
Not like this.
not like this, and not to its true definition of what a bacchanalia is.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I talked. I don't know.
You're so confused by the whole thing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for me personally, it's I just it's not my thing. Big Bacchus says yes.
No.
So I'm wondering if there were a bacchanalia, an all male bacchanalia type event, would the ladies all watch from the hallway?
Yeah.
I don't know that to be true. You say like
Yeah.
I should know that.
Well, no, I mean, tit for tat. Hello. You know,
You mean
why couldn't
tit for dick?
why couldn't the ladies be voyeurs?
I'm not saying they can't be.
Yeah, I think a lot of them would.
Hmm. Well, so far, Big Bacchus, it's a party of one. We have not rallied much support for the Bacchanalia type event. Oh, there we go. Well, at least we've got one participant and three voyeurs. That will be an interesting setup, to say the least.
Yeah. Oh.
So one of the things that caught me, you watching the show last night,
Mm-hmm.
they were talking about, there was a scene where they're talking about how often men think about sex.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, Bubbles says, absolutely, just wait. Just make sure there are several wet floor signs. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they said the average male thinks of sex every 29 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy says, well, a gay man thinks of sex every 9 seconds. And then I was trying to think, well, does that make bisexual men think about sex even more? Is it like 4.5 every 4.5 seconds?
Um, uh, I think they would probably split the time between what type of sex they're thinking about.
So it might be 9 seconds, but 4.5 are spent thinking about guys,
Yeah.
and 4.5 are thinking about ladies. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh my god. I think that would be more a closed toe shoe,
Yeah, you definitely don't want to
especially
open
if it
those.
were an all girls thing. I think more so.
Well, you've done not from the necessarily the sexual perspective, but you've done an all ladies event
Yeah,
through Mary Lou and you.
yeah, but none of them were play events.
No, that's what I'm saying though.
You know, that's you're saying what?
You've already done one. Maybe you can do one and make it an actual play event. And Bubble says, as a woman, they just don't stop thinking about it.
Huh. Well, I mean, for me,
Oh,
yes, definitely, they would have to be closed. Yeah, with the no skid thread on them. Yes, definitely, Elizabeth. Yeah, I think. I guess it would matter. It would the context in which an all girls play party would be. You know, um, I think. Um, it's one of those where in my opinion, um, we do have some members that are truly bisexual women, and we have those that are performative. Uh,
maybe
so
situational.
yeah, or situational. So for it to be a full on like play party, I don't think it would be um, to the extent of what you saw this weekend.
Oh no, I don't know
Yeah.
that I'll ever see anything like that again. Like that was just wild. It's just yeah. So like I said, they do a fantastic job.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
Um, I'm curious now of those that are watching. How
Mhm.
often do you think about sex? Mary Lou?
Like, I
How
don't
often do you think you actually think about sex? Obviously, you're not tabulating every 7 seconds you're thinking about sex, but
no, because uh
oh, Big Bacchus, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
oh my god. Um what is it? The figures you gave were in reference to men. But for women it's not by the second, but rather how many times in total per day. And
Hmm.
that could be anywhere from 10 to 19 times a day. Yeah.
Okay, so from once every 2 hours to maybe once an hour.
Yeah.
Now, what's not clear is how long are they actually thinking about sex? Is it a fleeting thought or is it a 20-minute thought out, scenario in their head?
Oh, and there was a study that was done by Ohio State University.
Okay.
That is where I got my figures from.
Okay.
That you know, um, the same study said that some women don't even think about sex at all, depending at in the age, what if they're perimenopausal, menopausal, things of that nature. As hormones shift in their body, but on the extreme, there's other women in the same study who said they thought about sex at least 140 times a day. The study consisted of a like a beeper or like a clicker, and
So every time they thought about it.
anytime they thought about it, they had to click it. 140 times a day, I think my thumb would be numb.
I'm
Like,
sure they weren't speed walking, like a pedometer.
I don't know, but I'd have to read a little bit more into the study, but
So Migote says, oh boy, a lot. Steven says they don't like to think about how much they think about it. And then Bubble says it's always in the back of their head, even if they're doing something else.
there you go.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. So,
I think about it so much, I started a whole business around it.
uh, yeah. But also the other thing you have to think about, this study was also primarily based around college students age 18 to 25. So I can see that 140 times a day.
18 to 25, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, listen, when I was 18 years old, I don't think I thought about anything other than that.
So yeah, that's a lot. you know.
Chantel says they're going to buy a clicker and keep track. Let's have that be an assignment for next week. Everyone get a clicker. And report in next week your average thought count for sex, and we'll report in.
Yeah. There you go. I'd be so consumed with what I'm thinking about. Why would I click? um, I
Stephen
mean,
asked, do they take into consideration if it's an ADHD response? How in depth did they go? I mean, that's an interesting thought.
yeah.
I'd be curious to know in what way sex would be an ADHD response. I've never heard that before.
Huh. There isn't anything in what I'm scanning right now that
Big
discusses.
Bacchus, no, not really.
Oh, come on. Um, um, but they also did a study along with the same study, in which it included their thoughts of food along with their thoughts of sex. And men thought about food an average of 18 times per day, thought about sleeping 11 times per day. So I think that goes with the, ooh, I should be having sex right now. Oh, I should be sleeping right now. I'm tired. I just had sex.
Okay, so wait a minute. Men think about food 18 times a day,
Uh huh. And
sleeping,
sleep.
aka a nap,
Uh huh.
11 times a day,
Right.
and how many times a day sex?
Uh, what was it? Well, that was the 7 seconds every 7 seconds.
That was 29 seconds.
Or yeah. But no, for
Roll back the
women,
tapes. What was it?
what?
As they say, roll back the tapes. What did they
I'm
say?
trying to go back here. This thing's like 20 pages long. Oh, shoot, I can't find it now. But anyway, women thought about food on an average 15 times per day, and about sleep only 8 times per day. In reference to sex. So you have a thought about sex, then you thought about food, then you thought about
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I misunderstood.
yeah.
So these weren't like separate thoughts, like, okay. Because I think about naps a lot more than 11 times a day.
How can you think about them when half the day you're taking a nap?
Half the day I'm taking a nap. What's wrong with you?
Oh my god. No, but yeah. But I guess this would be an interesting study to read about here. Yeah.
I'm curious if people in the lifestyle think about sex more or those that don't or that aren't.
I don't know.
My initial thought on that is this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm kind of speaking for myself, and I was joking, of course, about thinking about sex all the time. I think for a lot of people, like once you sort of get immersed into something or you've experienced it a lot, you tend to not, it doesn't get placed on the pedestal so much. Somebody who's not having a lot of sex or not participating in sex in the way that they want likely thinks about it a lot. So I'm curious about whether or not there's, obviously in Bubble's case, that had zero impact. They just think about it all the time. But I'm wondering for those that, for us humans, what it's like in the lifestyle. Do you tend to think about it more or less?
Hmm. It's interesting. There are no studies in reference to non-monogamous uh, people, but there's a couple of studies. I'm looking at my New England Journal of Health um, about does it does it mean that that are polyamorous have hypersexual thoughts above all? Um, you know, so that's
I,
interesting, right?
I've, I don't think I've ever talked to somebody who identifies as polyamorous and had them suggest or talk about them being hypersexual in that way.
Yeah,
Generally speaking, when they talk about polyamory, it's from a more of a love perspective. It's a um, partnership, maybe.
yeah.
Um, I really don't have a lot of. I have not researched polyamory a lot, so I have a really rudimentary understanding of it. Um, I just understand it as multiple people in sort of communal relation with each other.
Hmm. Hmm. It yeah, there hasn't been any studies on it. There's been talk about them. Uh, what is it? There was one study that asked 175 consensually non-monogamous people to list up to 5 benefits of what their relationship was.
Hmm.
Uh, but they primarily consisted of large social networks, honesty and transparency, having more people to meet one's needs and having more of one's own needs met. And then 5 was about sex.
Hmm.
So in their rankings, sex was actually the lowest.
I can definitely see that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I definitely can see that. Um, and I think because once you actually embrace it or fully embrace it, for the totality of it, the sex does become less important. It's no longer the object of desire, so to
Hmm.
speak. It becomes sort of um, an expression of the relationships, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting. That's another one I'm going to put in my thing to read. But yeah, I mean, I think that would be interesting to do a study overall with people that are either E&M or C&M and how they, you know, deal and or think about sex in reference to their relationships overall.
Well, I wonder if we can get Brett from Open on the show sometime to talk about
Yeah,
that. Brett is with the Organization for Polyamory and Ethical Non-Monogamy. They're a nonprofit, and one of
mhm,
the things they do is work to change the laws and stigmas around polyamorous relationships.
right.
Work with corporations to honor or identify and honor polyamorous relationships, like in the workplace and things like that.
Hmm.
Um, so we'll have to think about that. We'll have to have a
Yeah.
show dedicated to polyamory, and we can have Brett on, and maybe even a couple other people.
Hmm. Yeah. Because overall with this study, it says that monogamous folks are way more sex obsessed than polyamorous folks. Well,
I can see that.
mm-hmm,
Um, having been on both sides of this, I started in monogamy or in a monogamous relationship
mm-hmm,
and ended in an ethically non-monogamous relationship. And having done both, I I think that for me personally, E&M provides so much more than a monogamous relationship did, at least for me.
mm-hmm,
And for all of those reasons you described earlier, the openness and communication, feeling a stronger connection to your partner, or in some cases, partners. Big pockets, I swear to God. I swear. um, I have this theory that if you can break down the walls of shame about your own sexuality and also be open about that with your partner,
Mm-hmm.
or in cases, partners, it builds this solid foundation for everything else. Because I think my personal belief is sexual shame is some of the worst shame there is.
Mm-hmm.
For a myriad of reasons. It could be of how you were raised, or things that happened to you, or things that you've experienced or seen. Regardless of the reason, I believe that if you can overcome the shame that surrounds many of us, um, you can have an incredible relationship with your partner, provided they are that with you also.
Yeah.
So,
Well, as we say, it's about the communication, communication, communication.
we do.
You know,
We absolutely do.
there's always I've been having a lot of things pop up on my TikTok about obviously E&M and so forth, and
Get out of here.
yeah, I know it's just weird how that all works out there.
They listen
Those
to it.
algorithms. Who's listening to me? No. um, and yes, everyone says the same thing. It's about communication and knowing the difference between being honest and transparency. You know, um, a lot of the things that have been popping up lately are like they're two different things. You know?
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely interesting how relationships develop and grow to a whole different level, and understanding that some other people would be like, really, how do you manage that, how do you know and it's because they're not having the conversations, whether they're monogamous or into E&M or CNM. If they're not having the conversations, period, they're never going to understand how um, things may be, between like you and me, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and how it actually develops a more in-depth closeness that most other monogamous relationships wouldn't have.
Which is
Good to see you.
which is, as an honor of communication, all my apologies for logging in late. So good to see everyone. There are absolutely zero apologies necessary. We appreciate everyone when they show up. We just like that they show up.
And you can always repeat, rewind.
Yeah, yeah. I did get a text message from Merce Sausage, said, I'm home, but I don't know if he's having trouble logging in or not. So
Well, see, he communicated.
yes, he did.
Yes, he was transparent.
He was transparent about his lateness.
Yes.
But no, I think you're right. We harp on this a lot, and I do so because I find that it's helped me personally traverse so many things that I was stuck in my head about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with Marilu, work stuff, just everything. It's once you can sort of unlock that aspect of yourself, and trust your partner
Mm-hmm.
with that information, because not everybody's worthy of that information. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
I know that there's potentially people in relationships where they don't feel safe with a partner or sharing that information.
Mm-hmm.
But that too requires communication if you don't feel safe in a relationship. So,
Very much so.
but
And it all comes back around full circle. Communicate, communicate.
communicate. The 3 C's of a successful relationship.
Oh my God. So what do we have going on this weekend?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
many times,
Yes.
members have begged, pleaded, beat, slapped, kicked, punched me about hosting a country night.
Mm-hmm.
So I have finally, much in the by way of emo night, because I really kicked and screamed doing emo night.
Yes.
And I'm glad we did, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We are doing a country themed dance party event on Friday.
We are.
And I'm cautiously optimistic. Which is crazy to me because country, so the 2 most popular genres of music in the United States are country
Mm-hmm.
and hip hop R&B.
Right.
And so you would think that having a country western night would be a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll see if Western PA shows up for Giddy Up and Grind this Friday.
Yes. Yes. I mean, hey, I was emailing our DJ today and what's on your list? This is what I have on my list. These are suggestions from some members. We even put a thing on the news feed. Like, come on, guys. You asked for this event. Here it is. Give us your suggestions for some of your favorite country songs.
Right.
You know, so we're waiting on those.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday is 6 Degrees of Sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
This is a party we've been doing for a very long time. It's one of the club's more popular events. And in a nutshell, when you enter the club, you are given a wristband.
Right.
That's basically to identify that you're supposed to be present in the club. We do offer additional wristbands that are color coded to specific types of interests.
Mm-hmm.
The first are red, yellow, and green, and they sort of denote red. We're really just here to kind of take in the vibe. Yellow, we're maybe interested in talking, having conversation, and green means, hey, we're really here to party.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 3 other colors that are available, which are blue, pink, and purple. And blue denotes that you're interested in playing with masculine presenting, pink, feminine presenting, and purple, basically couples or both people.
Right.
So,
and this time we're doing the wristbands.
yeah, we're going back to wristbands. We tried to do the glow stick thing, which was kind of a good idea, except for pink and purple were really close in color. So we'll figure out another way to do it some other time. You can also wear clothing too to color coordinate for that event. So, if you want to wear a pink shirt or a blue shirt or a red shirt or a green
Mm-hmm.
shirt, or socks or underwear or whatever, you can do that too.
So Bubble says, I know a lot of people around here who love country, so I hope it works out. Big Bacchus, hopefully people were not horsing around about Friday and actually pony up and show. Thank you, Bacchus.
I hope so also.
Well, on Saturday, DJ Nevernice is back in the house.
Yay!
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't seen him in a hot minute.
Yeah, they've been on hiatus since May, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
A couple other things I want to mention.
Sure.
Sunday is rope bite.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 to 5, I think, or 2.
Yep.
2 to 5 o'clock on Sunday. This
Mm-hmm.
Sunday. For those of you who are at Deviancy Naughty Affair, Rope bite is a great opportunity to actually practice some rope, especially for those of you
Mhm.
who got tied and were able to take your harnesses home with you. You can come back and do some practice on this Sunday.
Yes.
So it's absolutely free. They do ask for a $10 donation, but that's strictly optional if you can't
Mhm.
afford it. They certainly don't require it, and it is open to the public, so anybody is welcome to join. You
Yes.
can RSVP through the Body Shop's website, or you can find it at ropebitepgh.com.
Mhm.
So that is this Sunday.
Yep. And then the following Sunday, August 17th, I still have a couple tickets left for the couple sensual massage class. So I would definitely jump on those, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be an awesome, it always is an awesome time. Like I said, it's great to see people connecting. Some of the exercises that we do, we've had some people that are all of a sudden walking around with Kleenex, like, ah,
Mm-hmm.
but overall, it's a very uh, educational, sensual kind of a workshop and experience. So, just a couple of tickets left there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, there is a schedule update for August. Wednesday, August 27th, we did have karaoke scheduled. That has been moved to Friday, September 5th. The first, starting September 5th, the first Fridays of the month are going to be Sing and Swing, which is going to be a karaoke night.
Yeah.
At least for the next few months, we're going to try it out. We did put up another game night in place of karaoke on Wednesday. It will be Wednesday, August 27th, 7:30, I think, to 10, or 7 to 10 are the hours.
It is 7:30 to 10.
7:30 to 10. So
Yep.
Wednesday, August 27th is now game night, and karaoke has been moved to Friday, September 5th, and
Mhm.
will be the first Friday of each month. Sing
Yeah.
and Swing.
And always remember, especially with the title now for karaoke being "Sing and Swing," the playrooms are open on
Yes.
karaoke night. So definitely, if you can't sing the tune to a song, you can definitely sing your own tune to your orgasm.
Well, orgasms are music to my ear.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. No, definitely still partake in the karaoke, but just in your own way.
I do want to add one more thing. August is sort of bittersweet for me. It is still summer, but for me, sort of signals the winding down of summer,
Mm-hmm.
which means we're moving into fall and then winter.
Shushy.
I can't help it.
This is
August,
when your communication skills need to stop.
oh, fine. I'll let you do the sign off then.
Oh, no, no. I'm just
Oh.
saying when you're talking about winter, that is a word that we do not say.
Uh-huh.
But it also brings all the wonderful events like Halloween and, our Christmas party Santa and, of course, New Year's.
Yes. Speaking of that,
Mhm.
Halloween, hex rated Halloween went up. Tickets went on sale on Friday, and we are already a third of the way sold out. So just over the weekend in 4 days.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
hex rated Halloween,
Mhm.
Saturday, October 25th. Get your tickets now.
Yay.
Anyway, that's kind of all I got. Anything else you wanted to touch on before we go?
Uh, no, I think we're good.
Okay.
Just
All
kind of exactly, Bubbles, the season that shall not be named. You know?
I guess this isn't Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah. Winter's coming.
Uh-huh.
I
Nice.
mean, hey, from a different perspective, hey, I mean, I could go for a few of those characters from Game of Thrones.
A few.
Well, Jon Snow. There were a few that were interesting.
Hmm. You also laid claim to one of the characters from the show we were watching last night, also.
Queer as Folk. Everyone claims Brian Kenny. Anyone who has seen the show will claim Brian Kenny. That's why he was the main character. I mean, there was just something about him that oozes sex.
Hmm.
Outside of the fact that he was having sex in it just about every single episode. And I think, everyone that watched the show has his butt cheeks memorialized in their brain.
Well, we know you do.
Oh.
Will we be watching more episodes this evening, do you think?
That's up to you. I mean, it's like soft porn for me.
Soft porn. Oh. Bridget
Oh,
says, fall is
okay.
so beautiful. October is their birthday month, so don't slide it by so fast. Yes,
Gotcha.
I agree. I want to slow time down as much as possible. So,
Well, you need to talk Bacchus to G and how he copies, cuts, and pastes.
yeah, I'm working on that, Bacchus. We're working on a new system, and we're slowly rolling it in. Some events were put up before we did that, so
Oh yeah, Khal Drago definitely was another one. I mean, there were quite a few in there in Game of Thrones.
I think I actually came up with a great porn title name: Game of Throats.
If I could drop my mic, I would, but what are you thinking?
Get it? Game of Throats.
Whew. Okay. I don't know.
Nothing.
No,
Again,
I mean, I don't know. We'd be buying a lot of chloroseptic with sore throat.
Mm-hmm.
And here's your free sample of chloroseptic. Here's your day after remedies.
Well, listen, folks. If you've watched this live stream and you're seriously still interested in joining the club, visit bodyshopclubs.com. You actually have 3 options for applying now. You've got a basic application, which is sans the online profile. There is no login. There is the standard application, which gets you, if you're approved, will get you access to the website and the body shop or the shop community.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do have an apply by phone option for those who are not so tech savvy and want some help with their online application.
Mm-hmm.
So those are all available on the website now, bodyshopclubs.com. If you're not quite ready for the club experience, but you're interested in navigating ethical non-monogamy or polyamory or kink, BDSM, or other various aspects of alternative relationships or sexuality, you can book an appointment with a board-certified sexologist, who does also happen to be my lovely, beautiful wife, seated above me, at mariluandyou.com. I think we covered everything.
I think we did.
So... all right. I don't have anything else. If we don't see you folks this weekend at Giddy Up and Grind or 6 Degrees of Sexuality,
Yes.
Marilu and I will be back here next Monday, 8:05 Eastern Standard Time, for another hour of who knows what the fuck we talk about. So I really appreciate you guys stopping in and watching. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you guys, especially those of you jump in at the beginning and kind of reminds me of Romper Room.
Yep.
So, but see, Widgets gets it. Game of Thrones and Sing and Swing. That's what we should name karaoke. Game of Throats. All right, I'm going to go. Have a good night, folks.
Bye-bye, everyone.
That wet ass pussy good. My pull-out game weak. Ooh, yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Swimming in it, baby. I'ma bring a bucket and a mop, darling. Give you everything I got. I'm falling. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Pussy. Beat it up, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put your pussy in my face. Sweep my nose like a credit card. I'm on top, you wanna ride. Do a giggle while listen to spit it in your mouth, girl, while you're looking in my eyes. Your pussy is wet, I'ma take a dive. I'ma tie you up like you're a prize. Let's role play our way disguise. I'ma park my Mack truck in your garage. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Swimming in it, baby. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Pussy. Gobble me, swallow me, drip it down inside of me. I gotta jump out before it gets inside of you. Tell me where to put it, but don't tell what you about to do. Talk your shit, baby, bite your lip, girl. Ask for a car while you riding that dick. Oh, how long time you wanna ride? Do a giggle while it's inside. Spit it in your mouth, girl, while you're looking in my eyes. Your pussy is wet, I'ma take a dive. I'ma tie you up like you're a prize. Let's role play our way disguise. I'ma park my Mack truck